Hello guys, here Mark the Geek. In this video I want to share with you guys my pros and cons of the LG Nexus 4. I've been using this phone for a week already since I got it, and I'm coming from the Galaxy S3. For you guys that know me, you guys know that I have hundreds of videos using the Galaxy S3, but since my Galaxy S3 died, I've been using the Nexus 4, and these are the pros and cons of this phone. This is my personal opinion, my personal review, so I hope you guys like it. And let's go ahead first with the first pro. My first pro of this phone is honestly the design of this phone. The construction wise of this phone, coming from the Galaxy S3, this phone just feels superb. When you touch this phone for the first time, coming from a plasticky phone, right, you're gonna notice the difference right away. That you could really tell by touching this phone, by holding this phone in your hands, that this phone was well thought out. It feels very great. The design feels very awesome. I like the back part. It actually looks very cool, especially with those glitter or sparkles, whatever you want to call that. Looks very nice. And honestly, when it comes to construction wise of this phone is in the same category as an iPhone, that it feels very good construction wise, or an HTC phone, high-end HTC phone. Well, this phone, LG did an amazing job when it comes to construction wise. Here it has Gorilla Glass 2 in the front, and the back is not Gorilla Glass, so you have to be careful. You have to have a case, because I believe it easily could be shattered. But this honestly makes the phone looks very nice, and it feels very awesome in your hands. The other pro for this phone is the combination of the 1.5 quad-core Snapdragon combined with the 2 gigabytes of RAM. That combination makes this phone very fast. It also makes this phone feel lagless. It doesn't feel laggy at all. Right now I'm running the Apex launcher. That's why it looks maybe a little bit different. But this phone feels very fast compared to other Android phones. And for example, Modern Combat 4 on the Galaxy S3, I couldn't ever play it that much because it was very laggy. It was almost unplayable. That's why I couldn't make a video of that game on the Galaxy S3, because it was barely tolerable. The game runs very perfect on this phone, and it feels way better than it used to do on the Galaxy S3. But the reason is, of course, the combination of that quad core with the 2 gigabytes RAM. That makes this phone very fast. My other pro of this phone is the camera. The camera is very nice. It has a 8 megapixel rear camera and 1.3 megapixel in the front, and it records at 1080p, which is very nice, and the videos come out very cool. The colors, they feel very nice as well. But the main feature that I really love about this camera is the photo sphere feature, which is this feature right here that you see right there. At first I thought that this was a feature that was overhyped on this phone, but believe me, once you start using this setting or feature, and you dominate this feature, you will get very beautiful pictures, and it looks very gorgeous. The photosphere for me on this phone is amazing. It looks very nice, and I love it very much. But that's basically the only feature that I really like about this camera is photosphere. My other pro of this phone is Jelly Bean. The Jelly Bean 4.2.2 is amazing on this phone. I love the fact that here on the Nexus 4 you can actually have widgets in your lock screen, which is very cool, and a lot of people are taking advantage of the lock screen widgets, and there's lots of apps that are making widgets compatible with the lock screen, which is very cool. Right here I could go ahead and add any widget that I want. If I want to put a Google Plus widget right there, I could go ahead and do that. It looks very cool, very nice, and love it very much. I love having my calendar there with my schedules. so I could see it right away, or I could see this other widget, which is dish clock or something like that. And of course, by default, you always gonna have the camera right here from your lock screen, which is awesome. I really love that feature. I also love the notification area of this phone is awesome. Right here, like you see right here, you have the whole notification panel for notifications, which is very cool. That's the way I like it. And over here, when I tap over here, you get all the other power settings. You get the brightness right here. You also get the Wi-Fi right there. You get the team your mobile data right here. You get the battery life over here, airplane mode. You get Bluetooth right there. And I love the fact that you can actually have your own photo right there. Very, very cool. And you could actually put any photo right here by taking a new photo or choosing a photo from your library. And that is very cool because it makes the phone make it look more personal. It looks very, very nice. I love that feature. It's awesome. Very cool features. My other pro is coming from Sprint. I'm using this phone on T-Mobile, and right now T-Mobile has very, very good 4G HSPA service where I live at. I live in El Paso, and it has very, very good 4G HSPA service almost every area of El Paso. And compared to Sprint, I am getting humongous, gorgeous, awesome speeds. My speeds are averaging from 4 megabytes being the lowest to 12 megabytes download. That's amazing when you're coming from Sprint. And another great thing is the contract. You know, right now I have 4G unlimited, truly unlimited, no throttle whatsoever, unlimited texting, unlimited minutes with no contract for $70 a month. That is awesome, and that's very cool. That's a very cool service that T-Mobile started like 2 months ago, and it's very, very great. I feel very great with T-Mobile and the service I'm getting right here. So that, for me, coming from Sprint, is a very, very big upgrade. The other pro of this phone is honestly the price. The price of this phone is just unbeatable. At $299 for 8 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes for $349, which is this one, honestly makes this phone the best phone you can get without contract. You're not gonna get a better phone without contract at that price better than this phone. You're not gonna get it. The price is excellent. The price is perfect. And this, honestly, any other phone would have cost like $600 or over $500. With the way this phone is built, honestly, it would cost a lot more than $500. But for $349, no contract whatsoever, this makes it the best phone in the market when it comes to a non-contract phone. My last pro of this phone is honestly having the Nexus Experience. The Nexus Experience is not overhyped. Believe me, guys. There's no better feeling than having a phone that you know is going to get every single update Google releases. There's no better feelings than that. There's no better feeling than knowing that your phone has no bloatware from Verizon, from Sprint, from AT&T. That is awesome. When I got this phone and I unboxed it, I think it was the update it had was 4.2. I think it was. Then when I did my unboxing, it got updated to 4.2.1. And just a couple days ago, I got the 4.2.2, which is awesome. I couldn't say that if I had my Galaxy S3, or if I had the Galaxy Note 2, if I had the HTC One Plus. I couldn't say that with any other Android phone. But having this, having that feeling that you're always going to get the update on time, it's a very, very good feeling. And that for me is a major, major pro for this phone. Now with the cons of this phone. The cons of the phone is going to be the one that's very, very noticeable for lots and lots of people that keep music in their phones or keep lots of video like movies in their phones. That's going to be a very, very big con, and it's going to be a deal breaker. It's the lack of SD card, the lack of expandable memory. For a lot of people, this phone is not going to be ideal. is gonna be a huge mistake. If that's what you're looking for on a phone, it's gonna be a huge mistake to change to this phone. If you're like me, honestly, for me, it's not a big deal because my music, I have gigabytes and gigabytes of music on my Google Play Music, which is in the cloud, and it's a free service. So all my music, I just keep it right there. So I can access all my music from the Play Music app. And this is all the music I have. I have gigabytes and gigabytes of music. I don't have to rely on my memory of the phone. Another thing I don't rely on my phone is the memory for my photos, because all my photos are at the Google Picasa. And the great thing is that since this is this Android connects to Google Plus, to Google Picasa, I have access to all my music. Like you see right there, you can see the Picasa logo. And that means that all these photos are at Picasa, and all these photos are accessible. They're not in the phone, they are cached into the phone, but they're not actually in the phone. And for me, that's a pro. You know, I don't have to use my memory to have all my library photos and see them anywhere I want. So that's, for me, is a great feature. That's how I manage my storage. Music is in the cloud. My photos are in the cloud. I use Dropbox too as well. I use Google Drive as well. So for me, it's not a deal breaker. And my gaming, if you do lots of gaming with big games like Modern Combat, Nova 3, those type of games that take gigabytes and gigabytes of memory, so that's gonna be also a problem for you. Honestly, I don't do that gaming here on the phone because this is what I use for my gaming on the go. I use my PS Vita for the gaming, and I use this for my videos and my podcast. So I use Dog Catcher as my video app right here. This is the app that I use for my podcast. So for me, I don't have that problem. I use this phone for casual games most of the times. And for everything else, I use my PS Vita. So that the lack of SD card is gonna be a con for lots of people. And even for me, when you think about it, even for me too, because I got a 32 gigabyte card, which I can't use right now. So honestly, that's a big con for lots of people. But it depends. Honestly, what kind of person are you? The other con is that me coming from the Galaxy S3, I can easily notice that the camera is not better than the Galaxy S3. It is a good camera, just like I said in my pros. It's a good camera, but it's not the best camera in the market. And compared to the Galaxy S3, the Galaxy S3 camera has a lot more features baked into the camera, and the video quality and the picture quality on the Galaxy S3 for me is way better than this phone. But honestly, the only thing that actually shines from the camera is the photosphere. So for me, the camera is not the best camera there is in the market. And my final thoughts of this phone is that this is a great phone. There's no better feeling than having a phone that feels and looks like this, and it's pure Google Android. There's no better feeling than that. And for me, the pros outweighs the cons. Honestly, any day of the week outweighs the cons. Would I recommend this phone over the Galaxy S3? It actually depends who you are, what kind of user you are. Not everybody uses their phone the same way. So if you're like me, honestly, I really like this phone, and I would say yes, I would recommend this phone over the Galaxy S3 because of all the pros of this phone. But if you're the type of person that actually need the expandable memory, no, I do not recommend this phone. I do not recommend this phone. But there's a lot of good phones coming up here in the future, in the near future, that are going to be announced in Mobile World Congress. There is the Xperia Z, which is going to be an awesome phone. The Galaxy S4 is going to be announced later after Mobile World Congress. There's a lot of phones coming up, and especially the new Nexus phone coming up, maybe in May, in summer. That's going to be another phone to look for. And honestly, if you guys like the Nexus Experience, the Google Android experience, I would easily recommend this phone, or wait for the next Nexus phone, which is promised to be very, very good. And they already said they're making sure the camera is gonna be superb. It's gonna be amazing camera on the next Nexus phone, which is very, very good. And I hope that the next Nexus phone comes with no less than 16 gigabytes. I would love if they're gonna not put expandable memory on the next Nexus. I hope they bring the phones at 32 gigabytes and 64. That would be freaking perfect. That would be perfect. That would make this phone perfect. If they make the next Nexus at least 32 gigabytes and 64 gigabytes, that would be amazing. No need, for me, that would be no need for an external memory card. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you have this phone? Do you love it? If you have this phone, what phone did you have before? And what phone are you looking to get next? I'm honestly, I am loving this phone. This phone is very, very nice, and I love it very much. And the storage, let me see what storage I got available. Look at that. I still got over 10 gigabytes of storage, and I've been using this phone for over a week already, and it's very, very awesome. So guys, hope you guys liked the video. Let me know what you guys think about my pros and cons review. And like I said, this is my own personal opinion of this phone. So hope you guys have a good day. Till next time.